everyone, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Loran.
And this is Stitching with My Littlie, and it is Flosstube number 45. So today is Tuesday the 17th of June. So we are back before the wedding that we are going to, rather than later. We have quite a bit to show you, so if we left it much longer, so it would be like another week's worth of stuff to show you. So we've come on. I would say hopefully it's not going to be that long, but
I think
you know us. So if you are new to our channel, welcome. This is a channel all about cross stitch. If you like what you see, we would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back and spending some time with us today. So we have got our curtains closed in the front sort of dining room that we do it. So if it's a little bit darker, that's why, just because it's quite warm here at the moment. So we're trying to keep sort of some of the heat out. So yeah, we have quite a few whips to show you today. Lauren's got a finish.
Yeah.
And we also have a couple of FFOs, so fully finished objects, to show you. So we will get on with it. Okay, do you want to show? You've got two, haven't you, or three?
Three I've got. Do you want me to show mine?
Yeah, go on then. You go for it.
Okay, so we decided to kind of do like summer themed, because we've got lots of things that need fully finishing, haven't we?
Yeah, but most of our stuff, as we have found out, is Halloween and Christmas, isn't it? Because that seems to be what we tend to stitch more of. So, yeah.
So this is Mouse's Strawberry Jam by Tiny Modernist, and I did mine on 14 count grey Rustico Ada, and I did something a bit different with this one because I used DMC variegated thread. So
and you also changed her shoes to white instead of the grey that they were. Is this the first one that's been fully finished?
No, I've got my Halloween one, and that's in a pillow. So I wanted to keep the pillow theme. And then the back is just like a red with some red felt, and then a 2025 charm and a Made with Love charm. So that was my first one.
So that one is actually fully finished, because we did that, what was it, like a year ago in April we started that, because we started it as part of the #birthday jam sale with Maggie
and a few others
from Homemade on the Ridge, and there was a few others that joined in, but you and Maggie did them slightly differently, didn't we?
Yeah.
Maggie did hers in the called for weeks dye works. I did mine all in just DMC, and Lauren decided she was going to do DMC variegated. So.
And I didn't add any bows or anything. I just thought I'd leave it like this. So that was my first one.
That's your first one.
Do you want to show yours?
Okay. Well, mine again is this one pattern was from the first retreat, the first Floss Friends retreat we ever went to, and it was in a bag that we got that we purchased. So the pattern and all the finishing things, the threads and the backing fabric and everything was in it as a kit. So this is on the beach.
There was meant to be a pom-pom trim as well that came with it.
There's a stray one of my hairs on there, sorry. Yeah, this is on the beach, and it's by Sammy at Little Loops. So you can now purchase this on her website. But this came, like I said, as a kit. So the fabric, the yellow fabric, all the threads were included in it. The backing fabric was included in it, which is really cool. And then I just added the 2025 charm and a little shell charm. The reason why we put the felt here, if anybody is new to our channel, is because when I make the pillows, we do the slit cut through the back, and then put the stuffing in it, and then sew through. And my sewing skills aren't that great, so that's why I don't do the top or bottom of it, because you'd be able to notice. So this works quite well for me. So
Yeah, you didn't add the pom-pom trim, did you?
no, it did come with the pom-pom trim, but I didn't really feel like I wanted to use it. I'm quite happy. And it was the bigger pom-pom, so it wasn't the tight, like the smaller, tighter one. It's I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's got space in between it. So I don't tend to use that often, but I just didn't feel like it needed it either, to be honest. So I was quite happy without it. So it's gone in my stash to be reutilised for some other purpose, but that is what that is. So that is my fully finished.
So I've got 2 other small ones. So this one was a kit that was gifted to me. It did say some sort of writing at the bottom, but I didn't.
Was it something like your sweet?
Yeah. So I just did the ice cream.
Because that came as a kit, didn't it? It was from
a viewer. And I just used everything in the kit, so the fabric and the threads. So that was the front, and then the back. This backing fabric is from Arlene. She gave it us. So it's got like mermaids and coral and stuff. And then I chose some white felt with like a sun charm and a 2025 charm. So it's very small, but that will go.
Tiny.
That'll go in my tray. And then my last one was another summer one. So this says Hello Summer, and it was a freebie, but I can't remember where it was from because it didn't say the designer on the chart, I don't think.
I think it was probably one we pulled up from Pinterest or something like that.
Probably.
I think that's why.
So I did mine in 14 count opalescent Ada, but it's from Stitchy Ferret, I think. I can't remember the name.
You can see the colour change. You can't really see the opalescent, but the colours you can see.
And I just did it from threads from Stash, but the words were variegated thread. And the back is the Arlene fabric and starfish, and then 2025 charm.
And which one of them would you put the lavender in?
This one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was a...
Smell that one though.
You can feel it. Yeah, you can feel it.
But it didn't go the best.
Yeah, so Loran got given some lavender from Lynn at not the last retreat we went on, the one before that, so last year. Yeah. And we have been using it a little bit. So she decided to put some in here. But I think it'd be easier to fill it all, because we've put stuff in as well. But I think because we cut at the back, you can't really do it without it going both ways. Whereas I suppose if you had the slit at the top, you could just open it and pour it all in. So I don't think the way we do it is going to be able to fill it all with the lavender, but there's still got quite a lot in there.
Yeah, it still sounds quite strong.
It is quite strong. It's
but
very strong.
With the fully finishes, we actually did a fair amount. Like, so I did most of the ironing, didn't you? And then
we did it together this time, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that's nice that it's not all me now. So Loran did a lot of the ironing and ironing the backing fabric, and I did some of the measuring and cutting. Sewing machine. Then you filled it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was quite nice. So we still do have some. The ones that we have now, though, are more framed pieces or flat stand-up pieces. So that's a bit more difficult for Loran to get involved in. So we will see.
Nice and easy.
You've not got that many. I don't think you've got any more summer pieces to finish anyway, have you? No. It's your stitchy tier.
And a few normal ones, like Peter Rabbit and a piglet one.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be hoops, I think. Said. So you might see in dribs and drabs things coming.
Hopefully.
Or knowing us, it could just stop again for
probably.
So yeah, that is all of our fully finished objects. We have no finished. Oh no, I have no finished objects. Sorry, Loran does. So
unexpected though.
over to Loran.
Well, should I show my book of days first?
Oh, go on
So this is mine so far.
then. She's all fruity this time.
Yeah, I
aren't you?
am. So there is a few days I haven't stitched, but not too bad. For me anyway, not bad. Okay, I'll show you the finished one. So this one is called Wear a Smile by Lizzie Kate, and it's a snippet. And I was planning on getting this done, but I didn't think I'd get it done before the next video, but I have. So here is what mine looks like. So it's on a 14 count hand dyed tea and coffee Ada by me, but it's not very dark, it's just like
Lightly dipped.
yeah, and I'm using 3 different DMC Variegae threads, and I changed the bottom border to go with the top, so we had to figure out how to do that, didn't we? But it wasn't that difficult.
No.
So yeah, I'm happy with that one now. So that one needs to be added to the finishing file as well. I think I'm going to do this in like a flat fold though. Maybe on like a wooden thing. But yeah, so I'm happy that one got finished. And it didn't take me long either really, did it?
Really?
So that was my only finish. You ain't got any?
Not this time, I've just worked on all my whips. So, new starts, I don't have any and neither do you, do you?
No.
So we are going to go straight into our whips, so our works in progress. I have 8 to show you and talk about, and you have 5, so we've got a bit to show you. So,
Want to go?
okay, right, I will show you my book of days this time. So, I have got quite a bit of mine filled in. So there's 2 days, but this one here is Thursday, and I know I'm not going to stitch then because it's the wedding we're going to.
I
So
put a sticker on my day as well for that.
So I've only really got 1 day so far that I haven't stitched this month. So I'm happy with that. So the first one that I have to show you, flip upside down, so is my beach project. They're all going to go flying now.
Probably.
Which is by Flossabilities. So I'll show you so that is what it will look like when it is finished. And I have split mine up into sections. So me and Danielle, who is the Cardiff stitcher, are doing sections per month. So far, because I start in the middle, so I started with the Build Sandcastle, so that was my April. Then Go for a Swim, that section was May, and then Collect Seashells was my June. And I actually have finished the June section. So this is being stitched on a piece of 14 count Ada, which I just tea dyed lightly myself just to give it a bit of colour, and I'm using all the called for threads, including the week's dye work. So yeah, this section here is the one that I've completed. And in the shell in the middle, the thread is 1 strand half stitch, so had to make sure that I got that right and didn't just carry on stitching it all. So yeah, again, I'm really enjoying that. I'm enjoying being able to split it into the sections, and I'm easily being able to work on it. There's hardly any back stitch in it, and I think I've done the back stitch in it. It was a tiny bit in the sandcastle and the washing line as well. So that has been done, so I don't believe there's any more backstitch in it, which is nice. So it's just nice stitching. So that we are doing as part of a sale called the Beach Sale. So if you would like to jump on with that sale, we would really like to see your progress on that one.
Yeah.
That is my first bit.
Do you want to do another one?
Okay, that one as well, to finish June's part, I put 854 stitches in it in total to do that. So my next one, I've now put in my new project bag from Canny Little Fox that I showed you last time, which has got the mice on it. And this is now housing Mouse's Schoolhouse, which is by Tiny Modernist. And this is what it's going to look like when it is finished. It's going to look like that. I am stitching mine on a piece of 14 count teen coffee dyed Ada by myself, and I'm using the called for DMC colours. So, and this one I did the blackboard.
There's lots of stitches in that blackboard, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I put in, it's 412 stitches is the blackboard and the background part of it. So that's quite nice. Now I'm getting on quite a bit with that. Again, I think it's helping that it's sort of in my bag of my rotation to work on all the time. So
they are cute and nice.
They are cute. So there we go. Go on, you can go now.
Okay. So this one, I need to get the cover photo up. Could you give me that, please?
I
So
could.
it is called.
Oh, this is from Sammy.
It's called
From Little Loops and the Old Bon Stitching Co.
Yeah, I think it's called Strawberry Picking.
Is this out yet? Or is this still from the newsletter?
I'm not sure. It's called Strawberry Picking. That's what it looks like.
Somebody has finished that already. It was on the...
I have there.
I think it's been put on the Floss Friends page. It's finished.
So I love this one. So this is what I got done.
Well, that fabric is showing pretty true.
Yeah. So it's on 16 count Ada, opalescent, but it's from Megan from Coffee Craft, so it's unnamed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I did his yellow shirt that goes, so then his dungarees will come here, and then I did some with the pink things around him. And I'm just using threads from Stash, so a bit of a mixture. And some of them are variegated, some of them are not. But this is his colour that's going to be for his dungarees, so I'm excited to use that because I feel like that's going to look really nice.
What is that, a Gentle?
Yeah, Mediterranean Sea it's called.
Nice.
Yeah. So I didn't do too much, but yeah, and I'm quite enjoying 16 counts, so yeah.
Nice. Right then, the next one that I worked was my Arctic Animals sal, which, like I've said before, is now no longer a stitch along. It finished the beginning of this year. I'm still plugging away on mine. So this is what it will now look like when it's finished. And I've worked on the harp seal there this time, so that's where I'm up to. So this one is being stitched on a piece of Coffee Craft fabrics. So again, it is an unnamed fabric, and I'm using the called for DMC, and that is where I am at. so I have done the harp seal now. So next I'll be going on to the polar bear, then it's the narwhal. I've got to finish the border coming down this side, and then it's the writing across the bottom. So I'm hoping to get this one done this year. I think I probably will, because it's still in my bag as a rotation, like a piece that I work on all the time. So so I'm hoping to get that done this year. So yeah, that one I put 614 stitches on that one this time.
So you've got another animal done
I
now.
have got another animal done.
Two more to go, is there?
Yeah, there's two more. Like I said, the border, and then there's the writing at the bottom. So
okay, so my next one is called Mouse's Easter Bonnet by Tiny Modernist. That's what it's going to look like. So I'm using all the called for DMC threads, but I think I'm doing like CXC probably. And it's on 14 count grey Rustico Ada. And I worked some more on the basket, so I think I finished off the basket, did the back stitch which says farmhouse eggs, and then I started on the eggs. I think that's what I did.
yeah, it looks cute. Yeah, I think you did, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you were still working on the basket last time.
Yeah, I think so. So I've got 2 more eggs to do. Well, 1.5. And then that is the basket done. And then I think I'm going to move on to the chick. Probably.
Nice.
Which he shouldn't take long. The chick should probably only take like a night. Stitching session. So yeah,
Cute.
it is going to stay in my bag because I do like the Tiny Modernist mice.
And we've got a fair few to get through now. So yeah. Okay, my next one is Strawberry Tier. So this one is being stitched as part of our stitch along, which is 3 Cheers for Trade Tiers Sal. I did go on there the other day to have a look, and I seem to have missed somebody obviously tagging it. So because of the way that Instagram is, if you want to tag, if you're working on that, and if you wanted to tag us in that as well, one or the other of our Instagram handles, which are down below as well, then we would get notified, I assume, of that, which would be easier, because then I can have a look, because I don't always get on there that frequently, and I don't want to miss things. But somebody has started, Joe I think, has started the dog tier, which is the one that Loran's about to start. So
yeah, I didn't start it this time.
no.
Hopefully next time.
So yeah, I'm working on Strawberry Tier, if I can actually find the... So this is by Erin Elizabeth Designs. Again, we've said this before, this is not just for the Erin Elizabeth designs, because Madame Chantilly do them, Tiny Modernist do the bigger tiers. So any tiered tray that you're doing, we would be nice to have a look at. So this one is what I'm doing, the Strawberry Tier. And I am stitching it on 14 count Ada, which is tea coffee dyed, quite dark this one is.
Yeah, but the white pop's really good on this.
Yeah, and I'm using the called for DMC threads. So I think the last time you saw it, I'd done the white on the tray. So this time I have done the basket with the strawberries in, the grey of the tray, and both books, which have backstitch writing on, but you can't see it very well.
Yeah, it is a bit of a pain.
I think it's probably because I've done it again in the backstitch instead of long stitch. Because it says
cooking
and recipes, but I think it's because I've done it in
I
back
can see
stitch.
the cooking one, but the recipes are a bit difficult.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I mean, I could take it out, but I'm not sure I'm that bothered to take it out. I might do.
Mostly long stitch in my stitches here. The needle minder looks good on that as well.
Yeah, that's my last one from the cotton and clay fabric.
Yeah.
Not cotton and clay fabric, cotton and clay.
Not fabric.
Needle minder of the month, Clam.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, if you've got any tier trays, come along and join us. We would like to see some more trays.
Yeah.
Not that I need enabling at all, but
no. Okay, so this one I haven't worked on since last year, I think. I haven't got the cover photo because I don't think there was one, because it is a big stitch.
I know there wasn't one, it was just the chart. I've got Frosty Nose again.
But it's from Hello from Liz Matthews. It's on 14 count grey rustico. Gosh, I use this fabric a lot.
Okay.
And this is what mine looks like. Ignore the thread, I think I was planning on stitching a bit more. I think in real life you can see it better, but on the camera it doesn't really show up very well, the words. But I just did the word smile. So I have the word stitch and then I have the border to do. I don't really work on this that often, only occasionally.
It's another one though that you could get. I mean, you did that work writing in one night, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you one more thing of writing and then the back stitch. So again,
backstitch,
not
the
back.
border.
Well, you could do a backstitch border if you wanted to.
No, I don't think so. But the thread is from
Gingerbread Design.
Yeah, and it's called Papinky. So it's like a pink and a purple.
Yeah, you could get that done fairly quickly if you worked on it for 3 or 4 nights probably for you. It could be done.
Maybe. That is that one. So, yeah.
We're being very well behaved today, aren't we?
I know. Surprise. Yeah, well, we've not got past the whips yet.
Okay, my next one I'm going to show you is one that I span on my wheel. So for anybody that is new, I have got all my projects on a spinning wheel app, and I choose 2 on each video that we make to work on so that I can try and get through majority of my whips this year to put something on. So this one is Gingerbread Salt Box, which is a freebie pattern from Pinker and Punkin blogspot. If you've never been on her page, just type in, I'll put it in the description box below, but it is Pinker and as in N Punkin blogspot, and the amount of freebies that she has on her page is phenomenal. There are loads of these salt box type ones for each season, and loads, and there are loads of smalls. There are loads of them. Freebies,
farm style ones.
Yeah, Christmas stuff for each season. There's just loads and loads. So go over and check out her blogspot, because yeah, it's amazing how many freebie charts she actually has put out. This one is on a 14 count Ada, and it's called Warm Grey, and I'm using the DMC colours but in CXC threads, so got quite a bit done on this one. So I finished off the brown of the salt box and I've done all of the white in that. So I have done a fair bit. There's some colours in the actual windows, so the curtains in the windows, and then I'll be going up to the roof.
Yeah.
So yeah, that has been worked on at least this year as well. Again, a lot of these are smaller, my projects, and could probably get done quite quickly, but the amount of projects that I have, I just decided to do it this way so that I could actually get stitches in on everything, or as much as in a year, so that the next whip parade that we do, you'll be able to see some progress on all of my whips.
Okay, so my next one is in a bag from Stitchy Majig, is it?
Yeah, on Etsy.
And it's like got embroidery on the inside, like gingerbreads and stuff, so I do love this bag. And so this one, again, I haven't worked on since last year, I think, so that's not the best, but here it is. It's called Christmas Goodies by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery.
As you can see, we don't stitch in season.
No.
We just stitch pretty much whatever we want, however we want to.
Yeah. I do have this one on Pattern Keeper, but it's like Pattern Keeper was being a bit silly with it, and it hasn't registered the thread.
Yeah, the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries on Pattern Keeper it's compatible, but not to put it doesn't recognise the symbols or the threads, so and you just have to keep flicking between your symbol sheet and that's how I have to work my Arctic animals.
Yeah, and the percentage is wrong as well on it, so I don't actually know how far I am with this, but I just did the word cook, and it's going to obviously be cookies, but I like the words because it actually looks like a cookie, so you do the brown and then the darker bits, so it's like a chocolate chip.
It is.
So I like that. It's on 14 count. It looks like what you've just shown.
It looks more of a beigey to me. It's not a grey.
No, and some of them are called 4 threads, some of them aren't.
Lauren sometimes just picks and chooses what she likes.
Basically. If we don't have the thread, then... Because I don't think you had the whole CXC collection at this point. So
no, but sometimes sometimes you use random colours, or sometimes we use there's a conversion page that we use sometimes that will give you fairly close. I just use variegated. She'll just do what she wants when she wants. She's so much different to me because I don't tend to do that, really.
Any project that I can use variegated, I think I would. I also have the buttons for it. So it's just 2 cookies. Ignore the dog, by the way. That was meant to be for another project. But yeah, got 2 cookies for it.
Which I think I got from... I think I got from Create Nostalgia, which has just another button company. Buttons. I think.
I have 1 more whip left. How many do you have?
3.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one that I stitched on is part of my Winnie the Pooh Wednesday sale, which I am stitching with Danielle, the Cardiff stitcher, again. So I have finished my first project. I'm now on my second one. So this one is called Summer Pooh. I don't know who the actual designer is, but it was done for as part of a calendar. So this is what the design is. So one of the calendar sort of extras that they do, the freebie extras from out of World of Cross Stitching, from 2006 this is. So it's only got the Winnie the Pooh seasonal pieces in it, but that's where it's from, and it's on a 14 count white 8er, and I'm using the DMC colours but in CXC threads. Some of them I had to make a conversion on because Winnie the Pooh colours are their own colours, so I found a conversion chart to DMC to do them. So
It looks like you've actually got Winnie the Pooh now. It doesn't look like a blog.
Does it actually? Well, it still looks a bit like a blob, but we have got a head
but you can
in
see
and
his
an
face
arm
and
and
his
stuff.
belly. I think is that his belly?
Yeah, so it's his belly, his leg. Here is his arms. So I've got to get his jumper in, and then through here is like his fishing rod.
Yeah.
And then that's obviously his head. So
So
I
it
have
does look
Winnie the
like
Pooh.
it. Yeah, it looks like it now.
So yeah, I've done that in 2 sittings. So this is being done, like I said, as part of Winnie the Pooh Wednesday sale and WTP sale. So I try and stitch on mine on a Wednesday. It doesn't always work out like that, but if I don't, I try and do it at least in the week.
Didn't you stitch it in the garden the other day? Or was that not the project?
No, I did stitch a bit in the garden the other day. So yeah, that is coming along quite nicely as well.
Gonna do one more.
Okay, well this one again is one of them that's in my bag every week. I'm not stitching a certain amount on them, but I'm just trying to get in some more words each time. So this is my 6 Wives by the Stitcherhood. That is what it's going to look like when it is finished. I am changing the wives' names to a green colour just to give it a bit of colour, and obviously there is green in the Tudor Rose colour as well. So although we've got the gold and some red, I decided to put some green in for the, which is actually TMC 699. So this is being stitched on a piece of blood splattered 16 count Ada from Zoe's Gifts and Crafts. So it's blood splatter number 4 on her website, and I am using the called for threads other than I've swapped out
the green
for the green. Yeah, so this time I have got in Anne Boleyn's name. So again, obviously I didn't do too much, but I think it was on an evening where I just was putting something in
and their words. So
yeah, so like I said, I'm just stitching a little bit at a time on this one. When I finish this project, I have now decided to switch out and put a gnome in my bag, so that I will be stitching on one of my gnomes
when
that I have. Yeah, as part of my gnomes everywhere sale, so I'm getting some more progress in on the gnomes that I have as well. So yeah, that one's just coming along a little bit at a time. It's no rush, but it's small enough that I can just do a word at a time and it'll get done, whereas if I put it away it probably won't get done. So that's that one.
Okay, so my last whip, I did quite a lot on this one.
You're proper invested in this one, aren't you?
I didn't really want to put it down, to be honest, but I thought better work on some of my other projects. So it is Feathers by Bothy Threads, and it's one of their Rendell designs. And yeah, I got a lot, to be fair. This wasn't all in one stitching session, by the way. I think this was like 2.
You're stitching on everything included in the kit, aren't you? So the speckled Ada, which is 14 count. So I got
and the threads, and I think some of the threads I've finished the colour now, and I've still got loads left, I think.
Yeah, they are quite generous with their colours.
Yeah. So this is where he is.
You can really see that.
I know.
The face and that now.
Yeah. So I had a few little stitches left to do in his nose, so I finished his nose, and then I did the white bit, and then did the brown, all the brown, bit of his mane, and then his one ear. So I think that's very cute.
That's what I love about these Rendale designs, is that you can really see them coming together, and they look so good. I do need to start a new one. I need to start a new one.
So I was actually quite pleased with myself.
You were doing really well on that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna put it down.
Do you find it easier than the mouse one, or do you think it's just because you're more interested in the horse?
I don't know really. I'd say that because they're both
Or is
They're
it
both
because the
blocky.
mouse is more blocky, so you get more bored on that,
Maybe.
whereas you like a bit of colour change?
Maybe.
But you definitely can see it coming together nicely there.
So I'll finish off his head, and then I'll go down into his big mane, and then I'll come back to the chest and get a page finished hopefully soon. I've got far left.
Cute.
It is cute. There was a few, what they call half stitches in the nose.
Quarter stitches.
Yeah. So you had to do them, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very cute. So I think this is gonna stay in my bag, even when I like change my bag out. Because if you're new, I like to have a little tote bag, and I like to swap it out occasionally. But I do try work on like everything that I put in my bag before I swap it out. But there is a few that stay in there. The most popular ones stay in there. So that was my last whip.
Okay, my last whip is the second one that was done in my spinning wheel, and this is this pattern. So this is Addams family from Good Morning Maui, and I am doing it as it is. So the last time I think you would have seen it, I've done the writing in the middle, Wednesday, Gomez, and I'd started on Morticia. So that is where I'm at. That. Good Morning Maui patterns are so nice just for small, simple stitches. They've hardly got any back stitching at all. Although this one, to be honest, I said this is simple, but I've got French knots in this one.
All of the writing was back
stitch.
Long stitch.
Yeah, for Gomez's suit.
Yeah.
This one is being done on a 14 count Ada from Coffee Craft Fabric, so it is unnamed again, and it is I'm using the called for DMCs in CXC threads. So I have the whole of the top row done. I finished Morticia. It is pretty true to colour.
Yeah.
And I've finished off Pugsley. So I'm really chuffed with that.
It does look good.
Really chuffed.
So you've got that moustache or whatever it is at the bottom, haven't you? Wait, is it a moustache or just like a ball of hair, basically?
I have Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Cousin It. That's who it is.
That's it.
I have the Nan. Who's the Nan called?
I don't know. And the Frankenstein, don't you have?
With Thing.
Things in it.
So that is who I have at the bottom. So I normally go from right to left with when I stitch things. So I would be going from the Nan. I mean, I'm that's how bad I am. I don't even know what she's called.
Is she even the Nan?
Don't know.
Addams family lovers, please tell us.
Is she Uncle Fester's?
Oh, I don't know really. No, I don't think so.
I'm just looking to see if anywhere on this. Sometimes these designers put information on it, but no. Anyway, it's irrelevant. So for me, I know it's the opposite way round to you, but for me, this here, so she is where I would start and work that way, just like I did with Wednesday. But I mean, Thing is here, and I love Thing.
Then you have Cousin It.
But on the other hand, I can't work from that way to that way. My brain doesn't equate with it. So my next one will be the lovely old lady with a spider on her head. So it's red, but it is a spider.
Is it a
spider web?
No, is it a spider or one of them things like the tassels?
Maybe it's on her hat.
Like you know wedding hats that are like...
They're called fascinators.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna... Right, we're talking about that. I mean, it can't be a spider because the spider's not red.
No,
but I mean,
we want to know her name and what she's got on her head.
Yes. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So
Yeah.
if you know, and I'm sure there are loads of Addams family.
Probably. But we like Addams family.
I do like Addams family, but I don't. Yeah, who knows? But anyway, I made a lot of progress on that, I think.
Did.
I'm happy with that. So that is all our whips. We have a little bit of haul to show you. And then we've got some floss tubers to talk about. So we'll do the haul, I think. And then we're going to put some stuff away. So we'll talk about some floss tubes. Okay, so we don't have loads. We literally don't. If you want to. You can talk now because it's all about you anyway. So I'm going to sit back and let Loran talk now.
So we were in Tesco yesterday, and you were like, "Oh, get these for your stick."
Well, because I've been saying, see, I'm talking again. I've been saying for ages, because she's so frustrating when it comes to making these videos. I have my things recorded in like what I stitched on it, when I stitch on it, what day I stitch on it. I have like record cards. And when it comes to doing these videos, especially when it comes to doing whip parades, she drives me nuts because she can't remember what the fabric is. She can't remember
I don't make notes,
half of what the thing is. So I said, all you need is a little record card with what the pattern is and what threads you've used and what fabric. That's it. You don't need to write down a start date, or you could, but you don't have to. So I've been bugging her for ages, so then I picked these up.
And there's 100 in there, so I'll have more than enough. But it's very boring bit of haul, really.
Well, it is, but for me, and
so now,
but actually for the viewers who would like to know what you're stitching on and
so now
things,
I've got to go through all my projects and write.
That'd give us something to do, won't it? Could do that sat out in the garden in this beautiful weather.
No.
Take all your projects outside. You've only got about 20 odd, haven't you?
No. Are we doing the...
Yeah, carry on. I'm not going to talk at all now.
Okay.
I'm just
So then, we ordered some black fabric for them skeletons that we have shown. So it's just plain black, 14 count. Ada, you got this on Amazon, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then 1, 2, 3 stitch, wasn't it? So, if you saw the Retreat floss tube, I got some flip it bits from Lizzie Kate from the freebie table, de-stash table, and there was a few missing, so we ordered them because we found no one wanted to stitch. So I got the June one. Because these are obviously new, these come with the buttons. Oh god. Little flash.
Does that mean I'm going to have to...
No, because it was only the little bit. But yeah, it comes with the buttons.
You did a little flash. Is that what you said?
But I don't know if I'll add the buttons anyway on the other ones, so I don't know. But then July.
Are you going to do them separate or as one?
Separate, I think. I don't even have any plans started at the moment. I just bought it. And then August, which was probably my favourite because it's watermelons and flip-flops. You can do it as one because it does show it on the back.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Yeah, but I don't think I will. I don't know.
You told me you need to do more bigger things. Because you don't have enough space for small. That's another thing. We still got to fully finish the monthly things that we stitched last year.
Yeah.
Well, that's 24 finishes to do.
Is that our haul then?
That's all our haul. That's it.
We were tamed this time.
We were. So we're just going to put some stuff away and then we'll come back and have a little chat with you guys. Yeah. So we are back. And we are going to have a bit of a chat to you about some of the floss tubers that we have watched. We haven't done this for a while. So we have a new floss tuber to us. Well, she's new anyway.
Yeah.
But most people are going to already know her by now. She seems to have taken the floss tube community by storm and is doing awesome. So our floss tuber of this floss tube is a lady called Pam, who is Ditsy Daisy Crafts on YouTube. So she is on her 3rd floss tube. She is from Scotland. I believe she's doing monthly floss tubes. I believe. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that's what she's doing. So we started at number 3.
Yeah.
And now I've watched number 1. So we're sort of going a bit all over the place. So I've still got the second one to watch, but we started at number 3 on recommendations from other channels. Quite a few other channels, so came across her. She does a range of stitching projects. Lots of them that we like our type of stitching. She's also a bit like me, whereas I like watching and looking at other people's progress on big full coverages like Hayes, but I can never imagine myself doing one of the bigger full coverages. So she's like me where that's concerned. She does do black work as well, which was really, really nice. The new ones that she's got on her 3rd floss tube are really, really nice. Halloween ones. So they're lovely. I'm just looking back at my notes because I've got quite a bit that so in the 3rd one it was quite interesting to me because there's quite a few resemblances to me and Pam. So she was talking about where she used to watch the people's floss tubes while she was stitching on the TV, which is exactly what me and Loran do upstairs. We're on the TV, we're doing our stitching. And she said, and she always used to be like, oh, I'll comment and like on those videos when I get round to it, type of thing, and always forget. And I was sat there going, that's exactly what I do. I'm literally like, I need to, when I get a chance, I'm going on my phone, I'm going to comment, I'm going to like, and I forget to do it. And even when you're a floss tuber, you know how much those comments and those likes and the support mean to you.
Yeah.
And so from that comment, from Pam saying that, and it really sort of resonated with me, I was like, I need to be a bit more proactive with this. I need to be, because I mean to do it and then I forget, and it's so
we feel a bit like selfish sometimes as well if someone that views us and then we watch their video but they comment on our videos. So it's a bit like so
we're trying to be a bit more, it's not that we don't mean to do it, we just completely forget. We're so caught up in watching the floss tube, and then we watch the next one and the next one, and then sometimes we forget who we've watched, and I go back and so I've been more aware of that. So thank you, Pam, for that, because it did, just saying that made me think, you know what, I need to be a bit more proactive with that myself, really. So she was talking about that, and then she had a funny thing where she was talking about the window cleaner was coming. And does anybody else run and hide from their window cleaner? No, we don't have a window cleaner. My window cleaner is my husband, right? But I would still hide from him because I don't like people looking in my windows.
We used to, though, didn't we?
We've had them, but he prefers to do them himself. But if I had a window cleaner and they were looking, especially in the downstairs windows, and I'm just sat there watching TV or having a cuppa or doing, I would be out the door. I'd be in another room. I'd be upstairs. I'd be doing something else. I certainly wouldn't be just sat there doing my normal activities while the window cleaner's having a good clean of the window. So no, I was laughing because I thought, that's exactly what I'd be like as well. So I was thinking of that. She also said that her daughter works, well, actually, it sounds like she's coming back. I think it was like a year project thing, but in Disneyland.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so it's like a year-long project thing. I think she's coming back soon. But yeah, that would be sort of amazing, wouldn't it? But she was also born in the same year that my eldest son was born.
So
they were born in 2001. So that was a bit like, wow, that's a bit mad. And then the first floss tube that we watched, I think you might have gone to bed last night when I was watching this.
Probably.
But she was showing all of her finishes. And so instead of doing like a whip braid, she was doing like a finish type of thing that she's prayed that she's done in the last year. And she was going through some different projects, and all of her finishing is fantastic. She's got some really good finishing techniques. But we was watching through and I was like, she started talking about this project, and I looked up and I was like, I've got that project and it's not fully finished. But then she was talking about my favourite film of all time, which is...
Mary Poppins.
Nope.
Top
Gun. So she was talking about my favourite film of all time and how Top Gun is her most favourite film, probably in her top 5 of all time, but she's watched it over and over and over again, and I was just
That's
like...
crazy.
And it is... the project is Talk to Me Goose from Dirty Annie, and she's finished it pretty much exactly like it is finished. And I was listening to her and I was like, oh my God, I love that film. So I was having a bit of a chat away with her, a comment on there. And I said, oh, there's another project I've got which I haven't started from Silver Creek Sampler. So we were chatting about that. So it's just a bit mad how we've got all these things in common. But yeah, go along and see it. I have waffled on about you now for 6 minutes. but yeah, so it's Pam from Ditsy Daisy Crafts, and she's on Flosstube number 3, and she's brilliant. So go along and watch her. So she is our Flosstube of the Flosstube.
When I realised she was only on the 3rd one, I was like, gosh, that's crazy, because she doesn't like say or like most people do.
Yeah, she's really natural in front of the camera. I thought that on the first one, because she said she was really, really nervous about it and doing. But you could tell literally within probably a few minutes of being in front of the camera, she's just talking like she's been doing it for years, showing things like she knew what. So, yeah, you've done really well, Pam, and
yeah, she's a good one to watch.
She is. Go ahead and watch it. So while we were doing that, and I was going through my other floss tubes, I thought, you know what we haven't done for a long time? We haven't done like some of our favourites or our usual floss tubers. In fact, they're not all usual ones. There's some of them that are on our list that, if I'm being truthful, we don't always get round to watching on a more regular basis. I've tried to be a bit more active doing. So I've made a list of what we've been watching since the last time. We're going to just have a run through of them, and I will link them in the description box below. So we're both going to do this. We're going to tag team. You got this?
Yeah.
So our first floss tube that we're going to mention is our friend Arlene. So Arlene is Arlene Wild, who is stitching in the fen. She has just put up another floss tube. She's been away for a couple of months, but she's just put up a new floss tube. She does her own mixed media art. So at the moment in the summer, she's dead busy going to lots of different shows and things, craft shows, selling their things. But go over and watch Arlene. She's one of our besties. And we hope you had a good time at the show. Thank you as well, Arlene, for the video. I haven't shown Loran yet, but she sent us a video or a little video of the horses. Oh. So thank you very much for that. And I'll chat to you again really soon.
Then there's Adelaide from Adelaide Stitches. I love Adelaide's channel. I think she's very cool. She's got a lot of our favourite designers, hasn't she? Like Tiny Modernist, Bothy threads.
Yeah, she's just done a whip parade as well, showing everything. Primrose she's from Australia.
Yeah. So she's very fun to watch.
She is. So Natalie is the next one, who is Home Sweet Home Handmade. She just put out a Q&A, so a question and answer floss tube extra. So she put out on Instagram and on YouTube, and people have been asking her some questions, which was quite interesting actually, because a lot of them were quite random. Some of them was things about her beauty regime, what books she read, stuff like that. But again, something else that she commented on was how she liked to do like letter writing and things like that to people, and I thought, I really like doing that. Nobody likes letter writing anymore. No. Nobody writes letters because of the digital age that we are in. And I know I sound really old for this, but I actually think I was born in the wrong era anyway, to be honest. But I like letter writing. I like the fact that you can get some really nice papers and all that sort of thing, but people just don't want to do it anymore. The same as people don't want to write Christmas cards or birthday cards anymore. They just want to write up on social media happy birthday, and it really isn't the same.
No.
So that was quite nice. So then it got me thinking, well, maybe we should do something like that.
What?
Like a Q&A type Flosstube extra.
We could.
So if anybody would be interested, or anybody thinks that would be like a good idea to maybe find out a bit more about the two of us, then let us know in the comments, because it might be something that we could sort out at some point, because it was quite nice getting to know her a bit more, finding out what type of things that she's into and some stitchy related things. So that was Natalie from Home Sweet Home Handmade.
And then we watched Angie and Sally from August 1823 Stitches. We were laughing at one of their videos, so not their most recent one, the one before that, because the camera kept falling down. I mean, that would annoy me, but we did
feel sorry for you guys, to be honest. We were watching in the I'm not sure if they've got it on a tripod, but it was just sliding every time they were trying to talk. So poor Sally in the end was having to hold the camera whilst trying to show things, and it was making us have a bit of a giggle, not at your expense, but it was making us chuckle, because we were at the other end going, it's going again. So we haven't watched your latest one, but hopefully you managed to get that sorted out, that one, for your own sake. So the next one we watched was Debbie, who is Mama Bear Stitchery. She does quite a bit, again, different projects, but quite a lot of full coverages and things as well. So go over and watch her.
Then there was Jen from Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole.
Yeah, she actually commented, Jen did, on our last Flosstube and asked me where we got the board that we show our projects on. So I have answered her, but the response to that is where I got mine from, which was a shop on Etsy, no longer do them. I'm not sure in the UK whether they do, but I know when I had a conversation with Tan, who is the monogamous cross stitcher, a while ago, she could only find them made from like America, and the postage and stuff was really expensive. So there is a tutorial on how to make them, which is when I have made one down there on Laurie Holt's YouTube channel. So you can go over there. I can link it in the description box below. But yeah, they're not overly difficult. They can just be a little bit fiddly, really, some of it, but they're not overly difficult. So yeah, we watched Jen, who is Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole. Do you want to say this one? Are you going to say it properly?
No, I won't say it properly.
So there's Samantha, who is the Hugo Stitcher, and she's just done a mid-year whip parade. I believe she's in Canada, so she's just done a mid-year whip parade. She does a lot of the like Owl Forest freebie charts that they've done, so like the 100 Owls and Wizard of Oz, Treasure Island, stuff like that. She's done a lot of those. She also does quite a lot of fancy ladies, so go and check her out.
Then there was Laura from Stitching by the Shore. I'm sure she was one of the first ones we watched.
I think she was. She does weekly updates, and the amount of stitching that Laura you get done in a week,
crazy.
mad. But again, lots of projects that we've done. She's actually enabled me quite a lot. I did a Mary Poppins project from the Little Stitcher. Yeah, being enabled by her. I think she's also doing, I'm not sure if she's doing the Mary Poppins one, but she is doing you know, the ones I've got from Lena over with the big border and stuff. So she's got those, but she also does a lot of other things. So that's Laura. Then Leanne, I watched, she just put out a new one yesterday, I think, which we've already watched. Who is Small Town Stitches. Now Leanne is predominantly a full coverage stitcher. I don't think I've seen for quite a while any smaller projects, but she does a lot of full coverage stitching, and they are all phenomenal, and she gets quite a lot of progress done on those. So go over, check her out.
Does she also homeschool her?
She doesn't anymore. She used to for a bit, but I think her daughter wants to go back into school.
Okay.
So
then there was Sarah, Cross Stitch Sarah. We have been watching it quite regularly, haven't we?
Yeah, again, a new one came out, was it yesterday or the day before or something, so we've watched her channel already. Amanda, who is Alba Stitcher, she's just started posting a bit more regularly. She had a bit of a longer sort of gap, and then she's come back and has done another 2, I believe, since then. So yeah, that is Amanda the Alba Stitcher.
Then Maggie from Homemade on the Bridge. Got the name
Got it right
this time. Yeah, we like Maggie, don't we?
We do. Maggie's are the bestie. Then Judy, who is now called Aussie and a Kiwi Go Travelling. Her channel used to be an Aussie and a Kiwi World, but they have now moved across to Australia, and they are, I believe, they've just purchased a motorhome and they're going to go travelling around Australia, so that they're going to do some travel vlogs alongside Judy's stitching.
She's also done some flip throughs.
She has done some flip throughs on books and stuff. She is waiting for a lot of her stitching to come via the shipping containers, so I think when that happens we'll have a bit more of a whip parade coming up. But so yeah, go over and check her out as well.
And the last one was Emma from Emmerich Stitching. So yeah, we like watching her as well.
We do like watching her. She does a lot of different things.
Lola Crow cells, doesn't she?
Dinosaurs she likes to do as well. But yeah, Lola Crow cells, they're very popular at the moment.
Yeah.
Very popular. So they're pretty much who we've been watching since the last Flosstube video. I will put a link in the description box below to all of those Flosstubers. Go over and give them some love, because they're all amazing, and we all need a bit of love and support now and again. So there is that. Okay, so we will move on to plans for the next couple of weeks, I suppose. What are you doing? What are you up to, my love?
I'm gonna swap out my bag again.
Are you? Well, have you worked on pretty much everything in there?
Yeah.
Have you?
Everything apart from my hedgehog and hyacinth.
So you're going to keep that in your bag?
Yeah, and I'm going to keep a few others like Bothy threads, my mice, my usuals, and then add like 1 or 2, maybe 3.
You're going to start your dog too, yeah?
Yeah, hopefully. So that's my plans.
Cool.
Oh, maybe finish my feathers, his face.
Oh, I thought you meant the whole project.
No.
I thought, God, in 2 weeks. That's been a bit over adventurous.
Well, I did say to you, if I wanted to, I could have gone monogamous on that one, because I did really like it, but I thought, no, I've got a lot of other projects that I really like. So I will not be doing that. Don't get any ideas, but maybe finish his face. Not his mane, his face.
We'll see. So my projects are basically the usuals. I stitch on my Winnie the Pooh Wednesday. I've got my strawberry tier, my Arctic animal sal, pretty much all of them that you saw before. I'm going to try and put my beach sal, maybe not the next one you'll see, because I've obviously done the June update on that one.
The mouse?
The mouse will stay in and have a bit more love. And is that it? My 6 wives will probably have another word on there. And then I'm going to spin my wheel with you guys, and we'll see what 2 other projects are being pulled up for me to work on this time. You watch now, I'll probably be on full coverages. Okay, so here is my wheel with my projects. So all in all, these are my projects that I think there's 1 or 2 of them that might be in my bag that I work on, but predominantly they're all that are here. And there's 48 in there, and I've got 38 left to spin. So let's see what's coming up. Prairie Schooler Santas. Okay, right. I'm not sure that is now an active whip. However, I do have other Prairie Schooler Santas, so if I have the threads for those, you might see that as a start.
Oh, I've just written it down anyway.
Yeah, I think I finished the last one, but I do have a couple of other ones, so So that's that one. Okay, right, and my second one, let's spin that one. Oh, okay.
Is it
so
another
that's
Christmas one?
No, it's seasonal houses. So this one is also going to be a new start. It's not a whip, but they're whips because they are kitted up in my whip pile. So I have done 2 of these houses so far. These are freebie charts from Brooks Books Publishing. Unfortunately, Brooke passed away last year, and there was an issue with her website, I believe, like legal issues and stuff for her family to just take it over. I believe her family are trying to get that back on track, so I'm not sure that these patterns will be available to you, but I've done 2 of them. So I've actually got one out at the moment, which is, I might actually grab it and show you so you've got a bit of an idea of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so you're gonna have 2 new starts.
Potentially.
Crazy that is.
Oh, sorry. Just knocked you completely. So this is what I'm talking about. There's 4 like this. You could stitch them separately, but the trees do join together, so you could stitch them in a row, so you'll sort of see the seasons coming. So this one is the summer one. I think I've done the, oh gosh, I can't remember whether it's the spring or the summer.
I think you did the one with the really confetti heavy green, like the autumn, was it?
I can't remember, but I have done 2 of them, so I've got 2 left. They are kitted up and they are ready to go, so depending on which ones are left, I will be starting that. I will be starting that. So yeah, that's what they are. They're 2 new starts, so you won't see a huge amount of progress on them, but you will see something on them. So there is that.
Are you going to re-add them to your wheel? Because it's like, otherwise you wouldn't have actually worked on them.
Well, I will, because I'll be starting them and working on them. They'll stay in my wheel until next time. But we'll see how I get on. I might not even have the threads to start the Santa. So anyway, that is stitching related stuff done. We do have a bit of life update to share with you. So if you're not interested in that, that's not a problem. Thank you for spending some time with us, seeing what we've been stitching on, and we will catch up with you in a couple of weeks' time. So life update. I've got a bit to share with you. Obviously we have this wedding coming up in 2 days' time, so that's my nephew's wedding.
Going to be 25 degrees.
It's going to be warmer than that, I think. It's going to be warm and muggy, and my nephew's future wife is 8 months pregnant with a dress
that's long sleeved,
that I believe is a long sleeve dress. Why you would do that to yourself at this time of year, I don't know, but also being very heavily pregnant.
She's gonna have a fan though. Like a handout.
She's also got, it's in like a big hall, like stately home thing, and she's got like, you know, there's like 2 staircases come down, small ones, and then come down the front. She's got to walk down all of those.
But she's not wearing heels, she's wearing trainers.
So it's going to be warm. It's going to be interesting. But it's also going to be lovely. So as long, fingers crossed, that baby stays where it's supposed to stay for the wedding.
Yeah. Then it can come out.
It should be lovely. But
then we'll have baby on the way.
We will. Baby will be here before we know it. So which is really nice, because they didn't think that they could conceive. They didn't actually plan this to happen like this. They didn't think they'd lost when she actually has endometriosis as well. So they really didn't think that they could have any more. So they just sort of went on the, we'll plan the wedding and things like that, and then they planned the wedding and organised it, and then she fell pregnant, and it happened to coincide this quickly with each other. So,
but at least she's having.
But it's awesome. So as long as that baby stays where it needs to be, and she stays calm and stress free, it will be a lovely time. So hopefully next time we'll have a few photos and stuff to show you. Dressed up a little bit, so
very rare occasion.
It is. Lauren's going to be in a skirt and everything. God. Okay, so that's the wedding. Then hopefully after that, so that's on Thursday, hopefully we're going to get across to the caravan. We haven't been for a couple of weeks, and it's meant to be nice this weekend, so it'd be nice to get out, maybe get to the beach. And
maybe wash the caravan.
Oh Christ, I was thinking of enjoying sitting by the beach.
Yeah, but
she wants to do work.
Well, it needs doing.
Well, maybe we'll wait until the summer holiday.
I'd rather just do it now.
Well, maybe you could do that while I sit in the garden with a nice drink. Yeah, so Ethan, who is my third child, so a bit older than Loran, so he's at college at the moment doing his level 1 carpentry, which he's nearly finished in, so he's got one more thing to do. He's finished his theory assessments and passed those, so he's just got one more thing to do, practical, which actually he's there today doing it, maybe today, maybe one more session using a router, I think. And then he's done on that. He has been accepted into next year. So next year will be a level 2 in site carpentry. So he's decided to do site carpentry and not bench like joinery. So he's going to be doing that. And then you?
I've got a braces appointment on Monday.
So that's 6 weeks since she's
already
had her braces fitted. So you're getting used to them a bit more now, aren't you?
I can actually bite into things now, which I'm very glad about, because I've had to like cut wraps and bread with a knife and fork. But
we were in Starbucks the other day, and you know they only have wooden knives and forks. And she sat there trying to cut something with a knife and fork, and the next thing the flipping fork snapped in half. I was like, oh, nice.
And then I thought, oh, I can use it again. No, snapped again. So
she gave up on that.
Didn't use the fork.
So that'll be nice that you don't need to do that.
I think I'm going to go for the colour lavender this time.
Let me go lavender.
Yeah.
Nice. So hopefully all will be well in there. So we'll have an update on that the next time we come back to see you. And then I think the only other thing, just a bit of update on my mum. So if you're new here, my mum is waiting on a hip operation. She's been having problems for well over a year, nearly 18 months. And before they realised, they tried to say it was lots of other things. And then they've actually figured out that her hip joint is bone on bone. So her mobility and her pain and everything is just dramatically dropped. She went, because she has some breathing issues as well, it was sort of touch and go as to whether it's basically down to whether the anaesthetist is willing to put her under for the operation. So she's had a pre-op, which I told you last time. Then they wanted her to have some more tests on her heart, so she went last Friday, and she's had ECG monitors, lots of other things, breathing exercises, stuff for her heart. And we're just waiting now to hear any more news, if she's been accepted, if she's got a date. So fingers crossed that will go ahead, because she really needs it doing now. So
yeah,
I think that's it. Have you got any more life update?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I had my jabs. Had some jabs.
Oh, you've had some injections, yeah. So more booster ones. So HPV vaccine and MMR boosters and stuff like that. So that's all you need now, unless you go travelling or unless you need any more flu or COVID or anything like that. So you're up to date. Ethan's due some, so, but unfortunately they're coming to his college on Thursday and the wedding's on Thursday, so
yeah,
it's not going to work. So So yeah, I think
Also
that's it.
riding tomorrow.
Yeah,
Normal stuff.
usual. You're gonna have an extra lesson, aren't you?
Yeah.
And
Then get home.
Ryan's
shower.
still having physio, isn't he, on his leg from the accident that he had? But hopefully he should only have one more session, and then fingers crossed that will be done with.
He's planning on going abroad, I'm pretty sure, anyway, at the end of the year.
Well, we'll see, won't we? Ryan has a lot of plans.
Yeah.
Not many come to fruition. So. Right, okay, well I think that's it. I think we're going to go.
Waffling now.
We're going to get off here so then I can edit and upload this video and add all of these Flosstubers to the description box below for you to go and put more into. So yeah, go over and check all them out. If you're coming, participate in any of our sales, tag one or tag me, my Instagram account, so I can actually see more of it. That would be nice. Yeah. And we'll see whether I actually get any new starts, those 2 new starts. Let's see if they actually make it as new starts. So thank you for watching us. If you are new, we hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. And please consider subscribing to our channel so that we can get out there a little bit more to people and like our videos. Give us a comment, because again, we really do like hearing and seeing what you're all interested in and what you're up to and what you're doing. And yeah, we will catch you all again in a couple of weeks' time. So thank you very much and see you later. Bye.